signals were there, but I just didn't think he'd kill Lucky. No, not the dog he loved.
A violent crime that could have been prevented. We're learning new details tonight about the Venice man accused of killing a beloved Chihuahua.
Plus, carrying on campus, Manatee County School Board weighing in on arming teachers. Will the district make the same decision as Sarasota County, or will they allow teachers to carry guns?
Plus, a look outside our tower cam shows rain passing through downtown Sarasota. We'll show you what you can expect for the rest of the evening. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC7 News at 6.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Let's check in now with ABC7's chief meteorologist Bob Harrigan, who has a look at our first alert forecast as rain comes down throughout the Suncoast. Bob?
Yeah, it took its time. We had some this morning early around 6, 7 o'clock. Some pretty good downpours then, and then quiet weather. And now it's back again. Some pretty heavy showers moving through parts of the Suncoast, and expect this to continue, this line at least, moving off to the east. We could see some more development here. It's around an area of low pressure moving through the southeast United States. And we'll take a look at that rain that's been moving through just north of Parrish down to Ellenton, Braden, Palmetto, and now right there on Lido. Some heavy rainfall in downtown Sarasota, also stretching off toward Oneiko, and then eventually off toward, again, Ellenton. Lakewood Ranch getting some light rainfall now, but this is a pretty good line of some pretty moderate to heavy showers right now. We're talking rainfall on the heavy scale for just a short period of time, though, because it's moving pretty quickly to the east-northeast at around 20 miles an hour. You can see it from Braden to West Samoset, all the way down to Oneiko. Some pretty heavy downpours near US 301. It has come to an end out at Anna Maria temporarily, and the rain is pretty heavy, as I mentioned, near the Ringling Bridge, downtown Sarasota, and then places to the south and west of that. Just near Venice had a little bit of a brief shower, and then more of it heading off to the northeast. If you take this entire line, give or take a few minutes here on the timing of this, Lakewood Ranch, you'll see the heavier rainfall, and I think it'll hold together around 6:22, and Bethany right around 6:59. Behind it, there's not a whole lot of rainfall, but we will see a few isolated showers popping up here and there through this evening. An improving forecast, though, for your Wednesday. We'll have the details on that coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. Right now, the Manatee County School Board members are discussing whether teachers should be armed with guns. This is pending approval of a bill in Tallahassee that would allow classroom teachers to serve as school guardians. It comes after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School Act was put in place after 17 people died last year at the school shooting in Parkland. The law is being expanded to allow local school boards to decide whether they'll participate. The Manatee County School District is making that decision tonight on whether they are for or against this idea.
Whether or not we would have that need in Manatee County is really dependent on what law enforcement tells us what we need in our schools, principally in our high schools. They're the hardest to cover.
I expect that that we will pass some type of resolution consistent with what the Florida School Board Association has already done.
If passed, teachers could voluntarily join the Guardian program. They'll have to pass a psychological evaluation, drug test, complete 144 hours of training, and the requirements for a concealed carry permit.
The mental state of the Venice man who brutally killed a dog this past weekend is now in question.
Aaron Murnwine remains behind bars this evening, but police are telling us that a mental evaluation will be performed in the next couple of days. ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez joins us now with the details on why. Rebecca?
Hey guys, well, police say this evaluation is protocol, but in this specific case, Merwin's mental health is something his family has tried to address in the past to try and prevent anything like this from happening.
I didn't want to just kind of throw him out, but I was getting to the point that that's where I was at, and I said that he had to sign himself in because all the signals were there, but I just didn't think he'd kill Lucky. No, not the dog he loved.
Aaron Merwin was arrested on Saturday night after allegedly beating this 8-pound Chihuahua to death with a shovel right outside his home in Venice. A dog that he had a close relationship with, which his family says shows he was not himself.
And, I did Baker Act him a few months back, and they only held him for 48 hours.
His parents say he should have never been released, but Florida laws have their limitations.
People feel like when somebody comes to a psychiatric facility, it's for a long-term stay. It's very short because really you're detaining someone against their will.
So this has turned the question to what a Baker Act can actually do and why family members are able to request one.
It may not be aware they need help, So it enables the individual to be temporarily detained for an examination and treatment up to 72 hours.
Patients will be monitored 24 hours a day by medical experts to analyze if they are a threat to themselves or to others. And doctors will look for symptoms to see if they do have any type of mental illness in order to get them on a proper medical plan.
A lot of people are surprised to know that 1 in 5 individuals suffer with a mental illness.
But if after those 72 hours, doctors don't see anything worrisome, they have no choice but to let them go. However, they still will give family members warning signs to look for. So what does this mean for Aaron Merwin?
Completely up to the state attorney's office. We enforce the law. The state will actually prosecute, and what decisions they make in conjunction with any type of mental health evaluation is completely up to them.
And for those who may find themselves in a similar situation with a family member or a friend, there are resources available to help you navigate through this process. A list of those places in both Sarasota and Manatee counties can be found on our website, mysuncoast.com. Back to you guys. Okay, Rebecca, thank you. The Manatee County Sheriff's Office is now offering a $5,000 reward for information in the murder of a Bradenton man. Deputies say Jerome Miller was driving when someone fired shots inside of his car, hitting him twice. Miller's SUV then slammed into a pillar outside of the Rooms to Go on Cortez Road. The person who shot him is still on the run. That $5,000 reward is being offered for information leading to the conviction of the person responsible for Miller's death.
Take a look at this photo just into our newsroom showing vandalism outside the home of Timothy Rice. He's a convicted sexual predator now accused of touching children at a community pool in Englewood. He turned himself in last week and is facing a first-degree misdemeanor charge. Northport police say they are investigating this vandalism in front of his home, which will now be removed by the city's Public Works Department.
Northport police are looking for 2 men who were caught on camera stealing hundreds of dollars worth of groceries. It happened at the Publix on Sumter Boulevard in Northport. Police say they left the store without paying for the items in their shopping cart and then left in a brown minivan. If you know who these men are, you're being asked to call Northport Police.
A newly renovated and air-conditioned Sailor Circus Arena officially dedicated today. Donors, elected officials, and Circus Arts Conservatory officials on hand for the dedication. The $4.5 million renovation to the arena comes during the 70th anniversary of the Sailor Circus, which features student performers from Sarasota and Manatee County schools. Along with the long-awaited and badly needed air conditioning, the arena now has new seating, bathrooms, and concessions. And all just in time for the spring Sailor Circus shows, which will get underway Thursday, April 18th. That will be the first of 8 shows over 2 weeks for the greatest little show on earth.
I'm sure so many people are excited about that. I'm excited to check it out when those shows do come to town.
It's not only great for the performers who have to practice in that arena all the time, that they now have air conditioning, but for the folks who go and see the shows. It'll be a
make
nice,
it much more enjoyable,
comfortable environment.
Certainly.
For sure.
We're glad.
Still ahead for your Suncoast News tonight, locked up love letters. Accused shooter Nicholas Cruz talking marriage, children, and death to his pen pal in the UK.
Plus the rental scam you need to know about and 5 ways to avoid falling for it.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Year-end events brought in thousands of trades across all Gettle dealership locations. They've all been Gettle certified, and they're all on clearance. Gettle certified pre-owned plus vehicles are fully inspected and reconditioned. Come with an industry-leading warranty, 3-day exchange policy, vehicle history reports, and a price protection guarantee. Plus, when you buy Gettle certified, you're eligible for premier financial programs. Don't miss the Gettle certified pre-owned clearance. Gettle's got it. Gettle.com. Get big savings during the spring sales event at Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota, where you always get better prices and a bigger selection. Right now, get retro style and modern luxury in a new Dodge Challenger for just $25,999. How about a new Chrysler Pacifica for just $24,999? Or get America's most affordable 7-passenger vehicle, a new Dodge Journey, for just $17,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, Fiat in Sarasota today.
Fixing up a damaged switch plate? That's a do-it-yourself. Fixing the faulty wiring that did the damage? That's a don't do-it-yourself. Don't take chances with electricity. Call your locally owned Mr. Sparky. Our electricians are specially trained to leave your home safer than we found it. And we always stand behind our work.
Nice job.
You too.
Call now to get $77 off any repair.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
It's California Closet's Lighting and Accessories Sales Event. Save up to $1,000 now through April 30th. Call 1-800-CAL-CLOSETS for your free design consultation or visit us online at californiaclosets.com.
Now to a rental scam that's becoming more common across the state of Florida. The state attorney general sounding the alarm on this topic today, saying more and more people are falling victim to vacation rental scams. The fake listings are posted on websites like Craigslist and are either of rental properties that aren't actually available for rent, or they're actual vacation listings but with the contact information changed. A major red flag of this type of scam is if the renter requires immediate payment. Now, to avoid falling victim, you should do the following before booking a rental. Use a reputable rental website. Find websites that offer a payment portal like PayPal or Venmo. Check to see if there are additional rental listings for the property under another person's name. Ask for more photos and pay with a credit card.
You may have noticed you're paying more for gas these days. AAA says the average price for a gallon of regular gas now $2.75 on average. The Suncoast a little more fortunate than some of the western states. California statewide average is nearly $4 a gallon. Analysts blame the price hikes on unplanned refinery maintenance at several locations. Well, right now, according to Gas Buddy, the cheapest gas in Sarasota area can be found at the Costco on South Tamiami Trail, Orion Fuels at Stickney Point, and then Wawa on Clark Road near Honore. In Manatee County, the Shell on 30th Avenue West, the Murphy USA near State Road 70, and BJ's near University Parkway all have the cheapest gas prices today.
And today, Northport City Commissioners voted to move forward with a new location for its utilities department. City officials say they need more space than they have at the current location, but that decision to move could cost as much as $10 million. The site commissioners are hoping to purchase is an 18-acre lot on Talon Bay Drive. The move is still in the preliminary stages, and it could take up to 2 years before it's complete.
Florida's Panhandle may be getting up to $300 million more for hurricane relief. A bill now going through the state Senate to help rebuild the area following Hurricane Michael. If passed, it would also create a task force for state and local disaster responses. Communities in that part of the state are still struggling 6 months after the storm. The state has already spent almost $2 billion responding to Hurricane Michael, most of which should be reimbursed by the federal government. Well, let's talk about our weather today. We're getting some rain right now across the area.
Some pretty moderate to heavy showers. You know, it's been kind of a strange day. We had morning rain and then sunshine in the midday when we were supposed to get a lot of rain. And then later this evening, the sun set, we're getting a lot more rain coming back in the weather picture. Also, on top of that, some strong winds coming in off the Gulf of Mexico, creating some hazardous conditions for beachgoers there. We have a rip current advisory in effect from this evening all the way through tomorrow evening. So that's in effect. So boaters as well as swimmers beware out there rough currents moving into the Gulf of Mexico. Well, the winds are out of the west and southwest at around 15 to 20 miles an hour. And that will continue through the overnight hours tonight and tomorrow, subsiding somewhat by around sunrise tomorrow, but that wave action will still be there as a result of this southwest flow around an area of high pressure, or low pressure, I should say, that's moving through the southeast. You can see we have some pretty heavy rainfall at times. Now that's moving quickly off to the east and northeast, so you're not going to get a lot of accumulation, but you get a pretty good downpour. Right there at Lakewood Ranch, and get ready for some pretty heavy rainfall. Also at Sarasota, we had some rain at Tuttle and Bee Ridge. Pretty good downpour there just a minute ago or so. Siesta Key had some rain, and now that's starting to wind down on the islands. The Barrier Islands starting to see that rain well east of that area now. But you can see along Fruitville and Tuttle, some moderate to heavy rainfall all the way up to near the Meadows. And then some showers down near Nokomis and Venice. So look for a few scattered showers through this evening, the next hour or so. Rainfall rates have been pretty impressive with some of these cells as they've been making their way onshore. The European forecast model showing most of the rain clearing out of here by 9, 10 o'clock tonight. And then we'll look for a few spotty showers on Wednesday. Not a lot of rain, partly cloudy skies expected. Temperatures will be upper 70s, a couple degrees below average. And then we really start to warm up over the weekend. We'll see a return of sunshine and southeasterly wind flow. That will cause temperatures to soar into the upper 80s in some cases. Another front comes down on Monday, according to the European model, and then kind of fades away on Monday midday. It may cool us down a little bit on Monday, may bring us a few showers next Monday, but that'll be it as far as rainfall goes. We'll have some showers tonight, maybe 1 or 2 tomorrow morning, and then the rain shuts down for a while. 74 right now. It's cooled in Sarasota. Upper 70s elsewhere in Northport, Mayaca City. As that rain comes through, it will chill things down into the mid 70s right now. The hourly planner calling for a pretty decent day. Temperatures will be a little bit cooler than average in the upper 70s. Should be nice. And then things all start to change a little bit as we head closer to the weekend. Right now it's raining at the airport, 74, and the barometer 2980 inches. That's a little bit lower than it has been. The dew point at 70. The high today still managed to get to 82 degrees, below the record high of 88, but above the normal high of 80 degrees. Well, we're not done with snow over the U.S. In fact, more snow expected as a low pressure area moves through the central plain states. Look at that. Minnesota, Wisconsin, they had record amounts of snow this winter, and now it continues on into spring. They can't get a break. Here's the forecast for boaters. Tomorrow looking better. Northwest winds at 10 knots. Sea state will still be up there 2 to 4 feet just because of the residual effect of these winds, and a light to moderate chop in the bays and inland waters. The extended forecast calling for a gradual warming trend as we head into the weekend. Lots of sunshine though. Tomorrow morning maybe 1 or 2 brief showers around, but generally partly cloudy throughout the day, and high temperatures staying above average all the way through next week as well. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you. The accused Parkland shooter, Nicholas Cruz, is searching for love, and he may have found it in a pen pal overseas. The newly released letters give us an inside look into the mind of the man accused of killing 17 people at a South Florida high school. And as reporter Terrell Forney shows us, he says he's very lonely.
Warning, classified information. That's what Nicholas Cruz wrote atop a series of drawings and love letters to a girl named Miley. I wish we could be together right now, he writes, but under these circumstances, I don't think that will happen. It appears Cruz has had plenty of time to jot down his thoughts while in jail on charges of killing 17 students and teachers in the Parkland school shooting. In one letter, he says, I feel like I'll never be loved and I'll die alone. And in another, Cruz writes, I really want children. I want 3 boys and girls, maybe more, LOL. The boys' names will be Kalashnikov, Makarov, and Remington. My wife can name the girls. Those boys' names are gun brands. The letters prove Cruz still has an obsession with killing. Would you be okay with me getting a crossbow if I lived with you? It would only be used for sporting and hunting. That's all. It's unclear who Miley is, but she apparently lives in the UK, and so does Liam, her brother, to whom some of those dozens of letters are addressed. There are references to Halloween. This will be the first year where I don't go trick-or-treating. Last year I went out looking like a soldier. It was a cool outfit. Pretty much wore body armor and a ballistic helmet. And Cruz is also aware of current events, like the mass shooting at a Jewish synagogue last October that claimed 11 lives. He tells his so-called sweetheart, you probably heard also that there was a mass shooting in Pittsburgh. I put my heart out to those victims and to the shooter because I believe they need all the support they can get. Cruz even expresses his displeasure with incarceration, writing, I wish I could leave jail. I hate it here. It sucks. They wake me up at times at night and I can't get any sleep.
Well, it's not known if Miley wrote any letters back to Cruz, but these letters are crucial to his trial, which is tentatively scheduled for sometime early next year.
In Tallahassee, a proposal to set a cap on the level of euphoria-inducing THC in smokable medical marijuana now moving forward. The plan, which has now been approved by a House committee, would also give veterans free state-issued medical marijuana ID cards. The sponsor of the bill says he based this latest proposal on studies that found marijuana with a THC level of 10% or less was more beneficial than pot with a higher level of the intoxicating ingredient that produces a euphoric effect. However, opponents think enforcing a THC cap will lead to people finding illegal ways of buying marijuana.
Here on the Suncoast, Sarasota police will be holding off on their crackdown of stores selling CBD oil. They say they're waiting to see what the state will decide on how to enforce the sale and use of CBD oil. Police should have an answer on how to regulate the oil in city limits by the first week of May.
When we come back, a water polo team here on the Suncoast is about to make some history.
Tonight, Homeland Security shakeup. First, Nielsen out, then the Secret Service Director. So what's next in the border battle? Plus, the Attorney General on the hot seat before Congress and the American people. World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast.
It's a brand given life by craftsmen with seductive Italian styling. The Alfa Romeo Giulia. Stelvio.
Get yours at Sunset Maserati, Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
From the moment she walked in the door, we stopped having to go to the pharmacy. Certain prescriptions, my health plan or the pharmacy wasn't even able to get here. And hospice provided them, and all we had to do was call up, and the next thing they know, there was another, delivery.
The critically acclaimed La Musica International Chamber Music Festival proudly celebrates its 33rd season, April 8th through the 17th. La Musica is honored once again to bring together the finest chamber musicians from around the world to present inspired programs of familiar, seldom heard, and unusual chamber music. All performances are at the historic Sarasota Opera House. Ticket information is available on the web at lamusicafestival.org or by phone.
Mesothelioma, it's all we do. With 9 offices across the country, we are large enough to take on big corporations. There is no risk. Let us come meet with you.
We only take mesothelioma claims. Call us at 1-800-485-6000 or go to mesobook.com.
Our experience and the size of our law firm makes a difference. Call us at 1-800-485-6000 or visit mesobook.com.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
ABC7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC7 wherever you are on our live stream on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC7 My Suncoast app, powered by the Eye Associates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast restaurant guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android.
The Venice High School varsity water polo teams are on their way to district championships in Orlando today. Last night, the Venice girls beat Osceola 18-6, and the boys beat East River 19-8. Both teams now facing Lake Nona High School in the districts. Now, if they win, they'll advance to the regional semifinals next week. This is just the second year of these Venice water polo teams' existence, and they are making the most of it already.
That's
a tough sport. I played it intramural in college, and yeah, you've got to tread water for a long period of time, and you've got people trying to block you and get the ball. It's really quite amazing. Speaking of water, we have some water right now moving across parts of the region. Not a lot. You see some rainfall near right along I-75, so tough driving right now. If you have a trip planned, give it about 30 minutes. It'll be well east of the interstate. Some showers down south near Venice. Pretty heavy rain near Nokomis as well, moving to the east.
All right, Bob, thank you. Thank you for joining us. World News Tonight with David Muir is coming up next.
We'll see you again at 7 and 11. Have a good night.